$1 million is not what it used to be. And that's what we need to remember. Do you remember the show The Millionaire? It goes back to the 50s, and this dude, J. Beresford Tipton Jr., had about $1 gazillion, and every week he picked somebody that he gave $1 million to. Then this really ugly guy delivered the money with the caveat that they couldn't tell anybody. The thing is, each show had a moral. Basically, it was something like, $1 million tax-free won't solve your problems. Yeah, bet me. In fact, it usually caused more problems on the show. As a kid, I dreamed that the ugly dude would come knocking on our door. It never dawned on me that in our neighborhood the guy would get the stuffing beat out of him just for being ugly. In March 2011, ABC premiered a show called The Secret Millionaire, where some rich person goes undercover in poor neighborhoods and lives like a poor person for a week or so while volunteering at charities. At the end, there's a big reveal, and it unmasks the millionaire who then gives money to the charities. The message is actually a bad one. It glorifies being a millionaire and demeans being poor. ABC could have saved a bundle in production costs by donating directly to the charities, but that wasn't ABC's point. The charity donations are just a byproduct of the main mission, which was for ABC to make money from advertisers. That's not charitable, and it's not entertainment either. So fast forward to today. $1 million is not what it used to be. Not that long ago, the word millionaire conjured up visions of chauffeured limousines and extravagant shopping trips and elegant yachts. These days, a millionaire is more likely to be the person next door who saved carefully and maybe benefited from the sharp run-up in housing prices and bailed out before the 2008 crisis. Today's millionaire still worries about covering the exploding costs of children's education, caring for aging parents, and funding their own retirements. Tom Stanley, author of The Millionaire Next Door, said the car of choice for millionaires is a Chevy Suburban, and the businesses which foster more millionaires than others include dry cleaning, service stations, and car dealers. To people living paycheck to paycheck or who haven't saved much, which is the bulk of the U.S. population, $1 million still seems very far out of reach. About 10 million people in the country today have $1 million in net worth, which is assets minus liabilities, including primary residence. But $1 million doesn't go as far these days as it used to. For one thing, it's vulnerable to inflation. Someone who bought $1 million worth of goods in 1957 would need $7.3 million to buy the same goods today, according to the Federal Reserve. Most Americans don't have $1 million, and to them, $1 million is a fortune. Take a baby boomer who has less than $50,000 in savings, which is maybe what the average baby boomer has, and tell them they need $1 million. You may as well give them a gun and tell them to go duck hunting with Dick Cheney. So here's the deal. You may be a millionaire or have a millionaire next door, because the term itself doesn't mean much today. You have a home or property that's worth less in 2011 than it was in 2007. You have personal household goods, electronics, automobiles, furniture, maybe art that totaled over $1 million at cost. You think you can spend $1 million in your lifetime? Supposing you're 68 and married. Say you averaged $50,000 per year together for a lot of years, and you've worked since you were 18. So far in your lifetime, you've made, as a couple, $2,500,000. Where'd it go? If you had an $80,000 legacy left to you in 1943 when you were born, it would be worth more than $1 million today. For most people today, an additional $50,000 to $100,000 would change their lives for the better if they were smart about it. But therein lies the problem. There are over 300 million consumers in the United States, and their median age is 36. There are more than 76 million baby boomers born between 1946 and 64. Two-thirds of the boomers will retire by 2023 between the ages of 65 and 72. Retirees rely on personal savings and investments, Social Security, defined benefit plans, 401ks, and other sources for their living expenses. For many, the primary life goal is just having enough money to retire. Nearly half of the retirees utilize Social Security as their biggest source of income, and 60% of the consumers believe they're behind schedule either in planning for or saving for their retirement years, and they think it won't be there when they need it. Consumer household personal savings and net financial investment has been negative since 2001. While the needs of the baby boomer generation expand, the consumer savings rate continues to hit all-time lows. Almost half of consumers believe they do not have enough money to live comfortably in their retirement years. They admit the most common method for determining the amount of savings needed for retirement is by guessing. Yet while many middle-aged consumers have serious concerns about their preparedness for retirement, they haven't taken action. There's a variety of reasons: lack of confidence in their financial planning abilities, aversion to risk, confusion about where to turn for help, and a lack of unconflicted education. There is a boomer savings crisis, and it's due to 7 factors: the concentration of consumer wealth, the decline in pension plans and investment retiree benefits, Social Security and Medicare challenges, the stagnant savings rate, the lack of World War II generation wealth transfer. I mean, the 68-year-old's parents probably didn't leave him anything. Longer life expectancies, and a general lack of understanding of the financial and investing world. For today's worker, the risk of dying too young has been replaced by the risk of living too long. Life expectancies now average 78 years, and the average life expectancy of a 65-year-old consumer is 85. The number of years spent in retirement will increase to over 25 by 2012, and almost half of the consumers worry that they may run out of money during retirement. Consider these asset numbers in light of an undereducated investing populace. Consumer households have $35 trillion in financial assets. They have $27 trillion in personal assets, and they have $14 trillion in credit debt. At Money Culture, we can't solve any financial crisis alone. We can try to improve financial literacy one investor at a time. Please have a look and let us hear from you.